Hello and welcome to The Lab, a Minecraft podcast where we explore, experiment, and theorize about all things Minecraft. I am MinerThoughts, and with me is the man with the feedback, the Troj.
The feedback. Well done. You're starting to stretch again for puns, aren't we?
A little bit. I hope so. I mean, I may have to go back to ChatGPT, but
because that was so popular last time.
they just kind of rolled in one after the other. So
this is true. But yes, obviously, if people didn't guess, this is a feedback. Wait a minute, it's a feedback episode that we are due to have. We've had a little bit more feedback, which we absolutely love receiving. And Miner, how do people give us feedback?
Oh, of course, they can go and go to the comment section down here in the video. If you're watching it here on YouTube, just comment. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you leave that like while you're there. But that's the quickest way. Devara, she always leaves us a really good comment down there for the most of the time. But there is also on the other socials like X or Twitter. You can reach us there at mclab_podcast. And there's also interrealmssmp.com. Click connect up. I believe it's in the upper right hand corner. And you can connect with us there or on the Interrealms Discord. All these links should be down in the description.
And we do get a decent amount of feedback too. And this month has been absolutely no exception, Miner. So shall we crack into it?
There was one more.
Ooh.
Cannot forget the Minecraft Lab. Minecraft Lab podcast at gmail.com.
The good old email.
Yes, we often get them there too. So.
Very good. Very good. Let's take a little step back in time here. And we're going back to the last feedback episode where it kicked off, or should I say, continued the discussion about is Minecraft intuitive. Now, I'm not really interested in getting into this again too much because I think there are definitive sides on the discussion. And neither is going to budge. And I respect everyone's right to their own opinion, and I respect everyone's right to be wrong. So on this occasion, I will respect people's right to be wrong. But the feedback that we've got, everybody has agreed that it's not intuitive. We've got Thomas, intuition is innate. You don't need to go to a teacher. You can learn by trial and error, like we all did before walkthroughs, etc. And that's the point, is intuition is not equivalent, in my opinion, to learning something. That's learning something. If it's intuitive, you don't necessarily have to learn it. And Thomas agrees with that. Joush goes, hello, Joush. I would go even further. When I started playing, I didn't even know that mobs would spawn at night, or that I could make a bed, or that sleeping on a bed, the night would be skipped. I couldn't even understand what was the goal of the game. It took me a few months watching videos with my kiddo for me to start understanding how to play. So I will agree, Minecraft is not intuitive at all. And that is the whole point. Yes, you can learn it via trial and error. You can learn to play the game by watching and talking to people, 100%. That doesn't make it intuitive. Please learn the definition of the word intuitive. And then we've got an email on the topic, again, from our friend I Love Minecraft. I love MC120, sorry. Troj, you are right. Minecraft is not intuitive. I'm not going to read the next part of that sentence. I had to look up literally everything about Minecraft. It's the only way I know how to do anything, not to be rude or anything. And that, again, is the point, is if you have to go looking up how to do something or learn something, that by definition makes the game not intuitive. But I do respect that people have a different take on that, and I'm not going to really comment on it much anymore because it keeps going around and round. There was a reaction video, and it got a little bit, to the point. It's probably best if we leave that topic there and we agree to disagree, I think, moving forward.
Yeah, and I'm at the point right now that I am just going to remain neutral on this because the the disagreement mostly comes from my son, the bearded bard, and he's allowed to have his opinion. I'm just going to nod my head and say, "Okay, that's your opinion, and you have your right to your opinion."
Smile and
So
wave, boys. Smile and wave.
That's where I'm gonna leave it.
and that's where I'm leaving it as well. But our next bit of comment came from your video of Mojang. It's been 15 years. Get it together. Your reality check. And where you came through and basically said, don't worry about anything, just concentrate on your core product, which is Minecraft Java / Bedrock, vanilla Minecraft. And we had a message there from Claire5463. I agree. Succinct, to the point, and we get your point. Thank you.
Right.
Anything you'd like to add? Oh, there's a but.
Well, yes, there's a but, which I read today, and right now, as we speak, I am going to look it up. I got a comment on it. Our good friend High Hopes.
Ah, yes.
And he says, I got to genuinely disagree with you this time, Miner. Listen to the latest reality check on the MC_lab podcast. I love dungeons and would absolutely pay full price for it again for it in a sequel. Never got to try Earth because my devices would never run them, so no comment there. I'll agree that Legends wasn't what I expected. However, I don't think that it should stop them from trying. I prefer that they keep trying and learning and iterating. I'm curious if you've ever played their board game. Do you think maybe digital games is where they should stick to Minecraft as we know it? I've not yet acquired the board game. It's recurring on my wish list. And what about TCG? Something like Vintage Beef or Pokemon Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, etc. Loving to hear your thoughts either way. So don't stop just because we disagree. Can't wait to hear your next rant. Thank you, High Hopes. He disagreed with me.
Well, so did I if you listen to the video, but carry on.
Yeah, okay. So I understand. I mean, it's Mojang, it's 15 years. They've grown over the years. They're celebrating their birthday, and they don't want to be a one-trick pony. I understand that. But they do have pressure because they are bought out by a big corporation to, bring in more money. So these are just my opinions, folks. It's fine. It's fine if you disagree. I accept that. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying I'm right. It's just my opinions. So I just wish, my reason for that is that I wish sometimes that they would put more resources into their bread and butter.
Oh, look, I said in that video, and I sort of agree there with High Hopes, as regardless of if they were bought out by Microsoft or not, and, probably a lot of that pressure comes from that and from them to, bring in more money because, it's Microsoft. Regardless of that, even if they were still their own standalone thing, I think diversifying away from one core product is a good thing. Now, unfortunately, everything ends. And at some stage in the future, Minecraft will end, and that's something that we don't want to accept. We don't want to admit it. We don't know what the iteration will be, but everything ends. For them, longevity is a goal. So how do they keep it fresh? What do they do to bring in more money when and if that day ever was to come? I used to work for a company once upon a time. It was one of the biggest companies in this particular industry in Australia. They had one contract that they base their entire business upon, and that contract went bye-bye. And that business that ceases to exist. They made other mistakes after the fact, after they were told about this change was coming, of course. But to throw all your eggs into one basket is a very risky, from a business perspective, a very risky thing. So I get it, diversify. But the point I did make in that video as well is, what you're spending your time and your money and your resources on, probably make sure it's going to be hitting a goal. Now, I enjoyed Dungeons for what Dungeons was. Oh, my kids love Dungeons. They absolutely love it. And my biggest thrill with Dungeons was playing it with my kids. It's not a game I would sit down and play myself personally, but I enjoyed it enough to be able to play it with the kids. Legends, however, yeah, I got my money back, so to speak.
Yeah,
To quote a phrase, I didn't literally get my money back, but I was not a fan. It just didn't hit the mark on many fronts. I like top efforts, but probably do a little bit more research. And I was concerned with before that came out when they invited Pixel Riffs and Grian and I can't remember someone else. They put videos out of it, to trial it and play it. And neither Pixel Riffs really nor Grian were overly glowing of the game in their review. So that made me nervous. And when I played it was like, not for me. Not for me.
Yeah, I was the same way. I played. I remember old games like Command and Conquer, Red Alert, and different games like that, where it's kind of real time strategy. I thought maybe this will be something to spark that interest in games like that again for me. But for whatever reason, I couldn't get into it, and I only played it for literally maybe 5-10 minutes, maybe through the tutorial part of it, and that's about it. I quickly lost interest in it. I really haven't given Dungeons a shot. And then Minecraft Earth, it's the app. I think the phone that I had at that time when I tried it couldn't handle it. So that might have been a reason why it didn't succeed very well. Or maybe, the problem with the Minecraft Earth, it was overshadowed by other things like Pokemon Go and other games like that.
Yeah, I think pick the market, pick the strategy with a little bit more precision, I think is probably required for them moving forward.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, before we move on to we got 2 bits of feedback that don't actually relate to any video that we've put or any topic that we've covered, and we're going to talk about them briefly. But before we do that, we're going to move on to talking about our episode of Are Ideas Our Own? And it is the first time, Miner, that we turn comments off on a video. Now, we love feedback, but I, in particular, got smashed by, shall we say, overzealous Etho fans. Can we say that? Now, I think I'm going to make a comment on that in general when I come back, but I want to address some of the things that were said because it's also impacting my personal YouTube channel now. Like, they are coming there and commenting and downvoting en masse my videos at the moment. So it's interesting to watch, but we'll come back to that. So in that video, we did we were talking about, ideas and, fair usage and are ideas our own. And it was based around a squid farm design that I came up with because it was born out of laziness, basically. And it turned into, it's my best viewed video up until our ideas video came out. It was sitting at 100% likes. That percentage has dropped dramatically. And it just so happened that in Hermitcraft Season 10, Etho/Cub, I think mostly Etho, came up with a similar concept on how to deploy LA and this methodology. Now, I went out of my way in that video to make it very, very clear. I was not saying that Etho deliberately stole this idea. Not in any way. And I believe I even made it clear that, you can have people having very similar ideas, but what sucks, and I still maintain this, is what sucks for us smaller ones, and this is the proof has been proved, is a bigger content creator comes out with the idea, and it doesn't matter if you've put the video out 2 years ago, people come around and say, no, you're the one that's wrong, and smash the little guy. Now, I don't care. Bring it on. I'm big. I'm tough. I'm ugly enough. Online trolls don't bother me. I was born in the internet. I was born at the height of the trollingness of the internet. You guys, the young guys coming through, people coming through and doing what you're doing at the moment, you guys just inherited it. I was born in the darkness,
I was waiting for you to say that. I was born in the darkness, molded by it.
Yeah, there we go. But it's The two comments that were made to me is, do you think you're the only one that ever came up with ideas of using a lay to pick stuff up? No, of course not. I wasn't. But I think, to what I could see, I was the first one to use it in that application, in that particular style. And, at the time, you guys have got the benefit, go around saying, I'm going to search things 2 years later. The algorithm works differently now. Searches work differently now. There's a lot more videos out there now. 2 years ago, searches didn't throw up anything when I went looking. And that's why I had to design something. So I put my thinking cap on and I went for it. The other thing is that they're saying now, this one it really confuses me. We got a lot of comment. I'm not going to go into it, but all I'm going to say to clarification is I do not use Reddit. There is no official Troj Reddit account that actively right now uses Reddit. My last post on Reddit over 2 years ago on the Hermitcraft one, where I posted a picture of a build that I had done on Interrealms because I was inspired by a B-dubs build. And that's what I put it up. And that was 2 years ago. So anyone commenting on either my YouTube channel personally or on the lab saying that I'm all over the Ethos subreddit, I'm going to be blunt, Miner. Pull your head in because it's a flagrant lie. So that's where I'm going to leave that one.
Think about it when people say things on the internet, a lot of time it's with very little fact checking. They just, say things without checking. I searched for, anything related to Etho and Squid Farms and in Reddit, the whole of Reddit, and I couldn't find anything. So I don't know. I just the internet. I said it. I said it to another creator because he had said some things, and which I won't get into that drama. That he said Twitter/X is a toxic place, and I said the internet as a whole is a toxic place. We just live in it.
Yeah, that's it. But the thing is, though, I think it's a really good insight to elements of the community are toxic. And let's call it. Right. I don't know whether they're boys, girls, or otherwise, but I'm just going to call them, for the lack of a better term, fanboys. The amount of times that some of the hermits in their videos have come out and have made it clear to their fan base, don't do this, don't smash other people. We are friends. This is a storyline. And then recently I saw on Twitter/X as well, people complaining about how toxic Doc fans are. I've seen it now. I've been on the bottom, on the receiving end of it. And I'm not saying it's all of them, but there's definitely an element, and I think it extends, as you said, across the internet, of just people that are just toxic. They've keyboard warriors, for using an old term. For me, it's fine. I can deal with it. Can you imagine if someone was a little bit more, shy, timid, fragile on the inside, seeing their videos get ratioed, seeing comments that are very hurtful if you didn't have a thick skin. People that act like that on the internet need to stop and think. If someone was to do something based on your actions to themselves, could you live with that? Oh, I couldn't. That would be terrible. To know that, you push someone to a point. I'm not full-time at this. This is a hobby for me. It's a hobby. It's something that I enjoy. It's my escape from reality. It's escape from, the drudgeries of life. This toxic element, need to keep that in mind, that, you're invading people's hobbies. It's not, to you, it's a comment, and it's, I'm sticking up for my, my favorite hermit. I'm sticking up. I'm a fan. I'm a super fan. Bugger off. Grow up. Yeah. And just think about the consequences of your actions. Now, we'll probably get more hate from this, and that'll probably fire them up. That's fine. I got no problems with that. Because I said, I'm a tough boy. I see the comments. I just get rid of them. And you get blocked. It's as simple as that. It doesn't bother me. And if anything, thank you for the interactions, because it boosts the algorithm. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. So bring it on. I hide your comments because I don't need to see them in my life, but it still counts as an interaction. So thank you. Or if anything, it just proves the point. For us smaller guys who might have an idea that we're proud of, we'll get smashed and made out to be the villains and the bad guys, when a bigger one has it down the track, and they're the ones getting the plaudits and the credit for it. It just proves the point. thank you to the toxic fans of those people that do it. Now, I want to reiterate here. I'm not saying if you're an Etho fan, you're toxic. Not at all. I'm just saying there's a segment of all fans across the entire internet that are toxic. And also, if I do find out that, not that I have fans, but if I find out a supporter of mine has been the one on Reddit causing up a storm, I would not be happy, because that was not my intention. It was not what I asked to have happen. And just don't do it. It's not required. It's not needed.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're going to leave that one there.
I don't know. I like you. I'm not full time. My job is mining, and I've been in construction for over 20 years, and the guys I work with, talk about toxic, but you have to be the job I'm in. You kind of have to have a thick skin. We joke around with each other. People on the internet and that's the thing. There are people that are either that do it for a living, or they're trying to make a go of it. And when people are saying these things, they may not have that thick skin, like we do. So it's just words cut like a knife.
Mm-hmm.
It can hurt. It can hurt.
Yeah, it can. And, not the nicest comments to be seeing. And as I said, I think it's only the first time across my entire time on YouTube where I've actually had to turn comments off. It blew my mind. But anyway, it is what it is. Now, we've got 2 bits of feedback here that don't relate to anything. It's just general questions and asking for our thoughts on things. The first one, again, is from I Love MC. You mentioned what to do for your next episode, and I personally think you should take a break from Minecraft and tell us about your life. I believe that people would love to hear that. What are things that lately happened to you? Why do you love doing these podcasts? Stuff like that. I'd love to get to know you better. Tell me what you think. It's an interesting topic. I don't think it's a full episode that we could do, but we're happy to probably talk about it a little bit now. I'm obviously Troj. I live in Australia. I have 2 kids that also play Minecraft with me on the Interim SMP. DTG_plays actually streams. So if everyone wants to go check him out on Twitch, that would be amazing. He also makes videos still on the DTG Family Gaming YouTube channel. What I do I own a business. That keeps me very, very busy outside of content creation, obviously. What else can I say? My hobbies outside of Minecraft. I like to exercise. I love to read and I love to write. I'm very creative on that sphere. And I also love to do underwater photography and videography, diving and snorkeling and stuff like that. And I take videos and take photos. I don't do anything with any of that. That's just for personal stuff that I use it for. But that's, a little bit of an insight into me. Why do we love doing the podcasts? For me, I love Minecraft. Minecraft got me through some really tough times back in 2020 when I started playing. It also, I think, has led to a really good bond between me and my kids, because we get to share that experience of playing together, which is absolutely amazing. Definitely some good dad and kid time there. But I just generally love the game. I love making content. Miner is, even though he lives on the other side of the planet, we've never actually met face to face. I consider him like a brother, one of my best friends. So, sitting here chatting to him, hours every couple of Saturday about a game we both love and a topic we both love, gives me enjoyment and satisfaction. And that's about all about me.
I love coffee and mining. No, there's more to it than that.
Wait. You're a miner in real life? Really?
Yeah, oh my gosh.
Jeez, I wish you had told us sooner than that, Miner. Have you ever thought about making that your gimmick on YouTube?
I kind of like that.
That's not a bad idea. See, I'll even let you steal this idea. Just don't go commenting on my YouTube channel that I stole your idea.
That's all right. No, I've always been in construction of some form. I consider myself a jack of all trades, master of none. But it's always been in construction, from building houses to apartments to hotels, then getting into concrete and learning about concrete. And then for some reason, I fell into mining. not literally fell into a hole, but no, I got into mining back in 2003, and been in it ever since. And that's just something that I love doing. Okay, for some reason, I love being underground. I had been working underground for about 15 years, and then the company I'm working for now, they had closed down the mine, and I had to come outside and work. I actually had anxiety working outside in the sun in the open. So I got used to it. I'm still with the same company, and they're starting up a new underground mine, and I am over the moon excited to get back underground. And as far as hobbies, I like video games. I've always liked video games since the Atari. And still into video games. I have someone in my life that she enjoys video games and enjoys Minecraft with me. So that's we love being part of Interrealms and building together. It's kind of like it's fun and gives us joy to spend time together building stuff in Minecraft on the Interrealms. And then we also enjoy coffee together. That's another thing we share together, and just learning more and more about coffee and roasting our own coffee. And then as far as the podcasts go, I still may from time to time do video and or streaming content, but for some reason I've really fallen in love with doing these podcasts and just audio type content, just talking. And for the first time, I'm going to try doing an actual play that I'm running myself. And I'm nervous, but I'm excited. Tabletop role playing is something that I did as a kid, and I'm getting back into, and I'm really excited to get into that too. So
I think we both fell in love with the podcasts when we started the lab. It was first called Minecraft Lab. It was a YouTube series that we were going to do, breaking down snapshots, and we did one on a live stream, and it actually did really well. But we never did it again. And then Keega's O2, let's call him the producer of the Interrealms network. He messaged me and goes, "Have you thought about doing a podcast?" And I went, it's funny you say that, Keegas, because I've been wondering how we could do, as Interrealms, we could do a podcast. And so we'd had the same idea separately. We just hadn't spoken to each other until that moment. And the first idea is for Miner and myself to do a once a month on the Interrealms podcast. And that's what we did for the first year. And we loved it, didn't we, you and I? We absolutely fell in love with it. And then we moved in last year into doing it separately. But we both love podcasting so much that we've now got our own multiple non-Minecraft related podcasts. So I do one with my son DTG called Dad and Lad Chuckles and Change, where we take a humorous look back in time between the different generations, between back in my day and current day stuff where he's growing up. And that's I absolutely love that. It's only shorter episodes, 15, 20 minutes max sort of things, but we absolutely have an absolute ball recording that. And I love seeing his reaction to various things from the 80s and the 90s. It gives me joy for him to laugh and whatnot. So that's the one that I currently do. And as Miner alluded to, Interrealms, spoiler territory, watch out. Interrealms is working on a roleplay / tabletop podcast. And we're currently recording, I think we're recording now with your one, 3 different campaigns that we're recording, editing, and then we'll start releasing. And I'm in 2 of those campaigns as a player. So I'm really, really looking forward to that as well. We absolutely love the podcasting. It's great fun. And I think you do more podcasts as well. I think you've got like 72 of them at the moment.
No. Well, talking to my son, I've mentioned him before, and he's sent feedback here to the lab. The Bearded Bard, or Josh, he and I do a podcast together called Does It Adapt? And we talk about adaptations, things from books to movie, books to TV shows, video games to TV shows, anything that Hollywood tries to adapt, we're going to talk about it. We're both adults. So him and I are both adults. So it is kind of a more mature type podcast. So if you're going to listen to that one, just content warning ahead of time. But we enjoy it. We talk about things that we're both interested in, and we're always chatting about what to do next. What's the new show or movie that's coming out that's been adapted that we should cover next. So,
yeah, and it's probably wise throwing that content warning out about too when the role play ones come out. There are definitely mature themes and mature language, just in the few that we've recorded so far. So keep that in mind. Yeah. So the last bit, as you alluded to there, Miner, we have yet again from the Bearded Bard. And we do love getting emails there from Josh. And I got to admit, when I saw the email, when you said we've got an email from Josh, my comment was, I'm not talking about intuition again.
That's I warned you ahead of time that, hey, Josh is sending an email. You're like, oh, help me, please.
Hold me back. I don't
want to do this again.
Hold me. No, but it's an interesting topic, this one. I would love to see you guys discuss. Do you guys feel that perfection of one's content can sometimes take away or inhibit the creativity of the content creator? Do content creators sometimes lose what makes their content special by trying to make it as perfect as possible? That is actually a really great topic, and it is a topic that I think both Miner and myself could probably speak at length on, because we've both been making video/content now for a number of years, and while neither of us are huge, it's still something that affects and impacts us. For me, not so much the inhibiting my creativity, but perfection definitely hurts. I think we might actually slot that into the schedule somewhere over the coming months to talk about, because I think it's a good topic. And we do like I guess you could almost call it a mini series on content creation. If you look back, we often do ones on different aspects from the small content creator perspective. So we do plan our topics out a reasonable length of time in advance. So when we record, we do a recording session for a few hours and we get a bunch done for the month, sort of thing, or at least the next few weeks. So it's not something that it's probably not something that we'll get to in the next few weeks or whatnot, but we'll definitely, I think, if you're okay with that, Miner, put that into the list to talk about at some stage.
Right. Yeah. Him and I had talked a little bit about it because he was curious, about content creation. And I think he was springboarding off the episode we did about becoming a small content creator. And I think that was something that was requested by Dabplay. I agree that we could talk about that in length, because there are creative struggles, things that we've gone through. I think, that deserves its own full episode.
But in short, though, yes, perfection can be a very much a hindrance to content creation journey on a few fronts, not just potentially inhibiting creativity. But I think, it's a topic there that, I'd love to hear other people's feedback. Is that a sort of topic that you guys like to hear us express our experiences on? I think it's a great one personally. But, if people want to let us know, hey, the Bearded Bard, that topic was great. I Love MC, Dab Plays, Devara, Jurassics, all those that usually give through the feedback. What do you guys think?
Right. And that's something that in these podcasts that I need to start doing. I've thought about is we talk about these different subjects. If you want to reach us like right away, join the Discord, and I think there's a thread there that called podcast feedback. If you want to just discuss the podcast, any of the podcasts you listen to, or just in the general section, say, hey, I'm here from the podcast. We've had a couple of people come into the Discord. You can also reach us again through the website, interrealmssmp.com, on the socials, MCLab_podcast on Twitter or X, and then also at the email of MinecraftLabPodcast thought-provoking.podcast@gmail.com.
And frankly, can't wait to see some more of the feedback. I got a feeling there might be some feedback we might have to delete and ignore after my little rant in this one. But, you know, I'm a tough boy. Who cares? Bring it on.
Troj's reality check.
Troj's reality check. There, that'll be the next one. No, yeah, the rant is your department. I'll just keep mine to feedback sessions. That'll do me. That was. I'm actually looking forward to talking about the one that Josh sent through. I think that one we might even bump in the schedule actually, because I think it's a really good one. But until then, though, see you in the next one.
We will see you in the next one.
Yeah. Go. Go.
Did you say go?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you got cut off there. I'm like, what? Okay.